This will be a quick overview on setting up a siren and emergency lighting in a vehicle. For whatever reasons you might be attempting this, if you're an enthusiast, if you're setting up a tow truck, some sort of car repair, personal security, or even a smaller town working on a budget, setting up a patrol car or an emergency vehicle. I didn't find a lot of information about this, so I'm going to offer this overview. I'm by no means an expert on this stuff, just an enthusiast, and offering some information from my research so far. So to begin with, we're looking at some various lights that I'm going to use as examples as I talk about the various equipment here, and we'll just kind of jump right in with the speaker here. Obviously, talking about sirens, you need one of these. This one's got a big cast aluminum bell on the front. CPI is a company that makes these. Big, expensive, not real expensive, but heavy. Definitely expensive when you buy them new. Surplus though, finding them at junkyards, Craigslist, eBay, things like that. They're not impossible to find and they're not real expensive. Next I've got a box here that's sort of plexiglass and aluminum, and it's just a place to mount equipment in the back of an emergency vehicle or in the trunk of a police car. Just a place to keep all your stuff in one spot. It also gives you a place to set it up outside the vehicle, with a testing station, and set it all up and get it ready, then just install it in the vehicle when it's ready to go. Once it's in the vehicle, it gives a little protection as well. So what we're looking at is the siren and a bunch of control units for various lights. So briefly we'll talk about the siren. Of course, it makes a lot of noise. It connects straight to the loudspeaker, which is usually mounted somewhere in the front of the vehicle. This one happens to also be a PA, or a public address system, so it has a microphone that plugs into it, and that just simply broadcasts your voice very loud through the siren. It also makes, of course, all the different siren noises, and that, I think it depends on the companies. This is the faceplate for that siren. Since it's mounted somewhere else, either in the back of the vehicle or underneath the dashboard, it's got a remote faceplate, which isn't completely wireless or anything. It connects with a wire, but it gives you the ability to have most of your siren somewhere else and the controls up front. So this one has controls for both the noises and the siren stuff, and then also some lights. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. So we've got the siren here, which has the PA and the faceplate. Next, let's talk about all these little units. Starting over here, again, I mentioned some of this is surplus police stuff. All of it's from Craigslist and eBay, trying to find the lowest prices out there. And some of it, unfortunately, is just kind of inexpensive decorative stuff, and that's what this is. It's just a cheap, pretty inexpensive control unit for a set of LED lights like these, which can pretty much be hidden anywhere. Here's 3 of them put together on a little metal bracket. These can be put underneath the visors or on the headrest on the back seats. These can be put in the grill, pretty much anywhere you can think of, and they're controlled by this unit, which controls the pattern that they're going to flash or the speed of the strobe and that kind of thing. Next, we have another control unit that runs this set of strobes. Now these could also be floodlights or just large searchlights, but this one happens to be a strobe light. You might mount these on the push bar of a police car, anywhere on an ambulance. They give you that extra visibility so that you're seen, especially if you're going to be parking a vehicle anywhere near moving traffic. We've got a little flasher here that might be used with something as simple as a set of LEDs like this one. Again, additional lighting for safety or visibility. Then we've got a strobe unit here, which controls a bunch of these strobes, which are pretty expensive actually. Usually you put these in the corners of the vehicle, so along with the headlights or the directionals. Usually you can just drill a hole into the fixture, put this in, screw it into place, and then run a wire back to the control unit. And these are going to give you strobes in the corner and a lot more visibility, again, if you're parked on the side of the road. In the corner here, we have a couple of these control units. One's for the front and one's for the back. These are going to work with your existing lights, your driving lights, your directionals, your brake lights, and they're going to wigwags. They're going to alternate your lights back and forth and flash them into whatever pattern, again, for more visibility and to be seen. So we've got these various control units. They all plug back into the siren. So some of these that are designed for emergency use have a control line that's designed to go into the siren, but some of these less expensive ones can still be controlled with their power. So you just run the power through here and it controls when the power's on and off. So then you can basically control all your lighting throughout the vehicle through your siren. So looking back at the faceplate, you might set up, for example, your wigwags, the thing that alternates your headlights, to be button 1. Button 2 might be something like the strobes up front, or maybe floodlights on an emergency vehicle. So you have your various lights plugged into your various buttons here, so you can run them individually. But then you might have a button or a switch like this one, which you could use for, think of it as levels of escalation or maybe road conditions. So like on an emergency vehicle, maybe number 1 is just running the wigwags and the light bar. Number 2 is the siren and all-out pursuit with all the lights going. Maybe it's a construction vehicle or a repair vehicle, and one of them is set up for rainy conditions, one of them set up for nighttime conditions, one of them set up for nighttime with all your floodlights turned on. You could have these basically controlling various banks or combinations of lights and sirens, so you can quickly go to a preset combination. So that's in a nutshell what's going on with a siren and lights in an emergency vehicle. Again, the lights are set up wherever they are in the vehicle for either safety or visibility, and then all your control units can be placed in something like this, put in the trunk, with a control line going to your faceplate and another going out to your microphone. Very clean setup. Or of course there's lots of other ways to do it with the siren built into the dash or into one of those consoles between the 2 front seats. So if you're an enthusiast or you're trying to set up a patrol car or an emergency vehicle inexpensively, hopefully this gave you some tips. I'm still learning, so if you have anything to add or any suggestions or tips on places to get cheap gear, let me know. If you have a video where you've set up lights in your own vehicle, definitely please feel free to attach it. Hope you enjoyed this quick overview, and as always, thanks for watching.